Hello, this is Gemma from the Crafty Little Gem, and thanks for joining me today. I hope you all had a really good Christmas and a new year. And the first project we are doing for this one is in with a collaboration with jackieAnn's Crafty Things. I will pop her link in the description box below, but we are going to be making a bag like this that has a window in it so you can make your own card and pop that in. I've put acetate on both sides of this so you can actually see what's inside the bag as well. On this one, I'm not. We are using the Be Mine's collection. And I'm also using the corresponding cardstock and the topper bits to go with it and everything. So we will get on and we will make the project and we will see how it comes out. So I've also got some of the sweet sorbet ribbon. And I have cut this to 16 inches. I have two of these at 16 inches and they can pop to one side. We are using the stamp set and the punch. So there we go. And I have just stamped and punched a little bee out with the heart. It is really, really cute. We are in with the Daffodil Delight cardstock and the sweet sorbet. And I also have some acetate sheet. So your cardstock for the frame for the front and your acetate both need to be cut at 5 3/4 by 4 1/2. And if you wanted to put another acetate piece on, or whether you wanted to have a back section, you would need to cut this at 6 1/4 by 5. So you want it just a little bit bigger. We're also going to come in with the postage die set, and what I will be doing is on the smaller card that is 5 3/4 by 4 1/2, I will be popping the largest frame of the set into the middle and die cutting that out, and then we'll also be using this for the front of the bag to cut our window. So I can move those both out of the way. We are using the DSP from the collection as well, and you will need 2 sheets of 12 by 12. So I'm going to score this very, very lightly because I don't want it to crack or anything like that. So what we are going to do on the 12-inch side with the patterned paper, the pattern running the right way, we are going to score at 7 and 11 1/2. So I'm going to do that scoring on both of them so I don't get confused. So the pattern paper up the right way, we are scoring at 7, oh excuse me, and 11 1/2. What we're going to do is then we're going to turn it clockwise and we are going to score at 3, turn it over, and we are going to score it at 11. So again with the second piece, we've turned it clockwise, so this is the top and you are going to score at 3 and turn it over and at 11. We can pop the scoreboard out of the way and we can do some folding. So this is going to be the front and this is going to be a side. So we will find that 7-inch score line and we will also do the 1/2 inch that we have on that side there. I'm not burnishing anything yet. We're then going to bring that 3-inch one up, and then if we turn it over, the one that we did on the opposite side, we're actually going to turn that over and create a nice frame at the top. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to die cut our window, and you can just pop it in the middle. So I'll just grab my ruler and we are just going to be coming in 1 inch from both sides, and we'll do 1 inch from the bottom as well. So I know if I actually use my ruler properly, so that's about 1 inch there, and I'm gonna pop that so it's in the middle. So I'm going to tape that down and I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. So this is the bottom bit, so you're measuring up from this score line from the 3 inch upwards. I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine, and then I'm going to do the same with this one, making sure that this bit is in the middle to create a nice topper, and then I will be back. So we are back. I have just die cut the middle of that one out. Oh, excuse me again. So we have this, and we have this one that we have cut out that could go on a card that would obviously then sit on the front of that. So what we're actually going to do now is that's going to be the frame, and because we've cut them out of the same die, they're going to fit perfectly on top of each other. So if we get some liquid glue, I'm going to pop that on, and then it will give enough drying time. So I'm just going in with my liquid glue, just right around the edges, and then we can pop that into place. And that gives us a really nice border for that window. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my scissors, and we have a score line going up. Here you can see that I actually folded that bit up to get it through the die cutting machine. But here we are just going to cut up that section, and we are going to do a wedge out. And then we're also going to do the same on that one there. And then what I'm actually going to do, just so this fits in underneath, we have like a cross section here of where, so a score line there and a score line there. I'm actually just going to, that's going to be underneath. So I'm just going to cut that straight there and a little wedge out. And that is what we have. We're going to turn this over, and then we can actually apply our acetate sheet to this section here. So this is how I do mine. You are very welcome to do it however you want to do it, and I know that my acetate sheet is quite a bit bigger than the actual opening, which is on purpose. So I put one bit of glue all the way around the outside of that, and then I just come in and I will add a little bit of liquid glue to the outside of there. But with that, you do need to make sure that you have got plenty of room to be able to do both, otherwise it will seep through. So we'll get that folded down like so. And that is what we have with your acetate sheet in. We're just going to come in with the other one that we cut and scored, and this one we can go ahead and burnish, because we're not cutting a section in this for a window. You can, so you have a window going all the way through, That's entirely up to you. But we're just folding. And I've just realised I haven't got my pad underneath, so I'm making quite a lot of noise. There we go. And then we can just come in and do exactly the same thing. We are just cutting up the bottom to that bit there. And to there. And that bit. And I'm just cutting that off there as our tab. So I'm just going to make sure you can see that bit. We have a tab there. And then on this one, just a notch in there. And then just a little tab that we're taking away from there. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we can join them two together, but what we're going to do is, just to save that bit, we are going to have this one so it's over this bit, but that one so it's under. That's why we've cut a little notch in there, and then when you go to fold it over, you won't have a little bit coming over this section here. Yep. So what we're going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue just to this longer tab. Don't worry about that top tab at the minute. Apply that and join them together. So that kind of wants to go under. And then what you can do is you can pop that tab down, put a little bit of liquid glue at the top there, and then you can actually fold, see if you can get them lined up at the top. And then when you come to fold it over, it shouldn't be too far off. Where's my lid? Okay. It is one big bag. So then what I've done is I've got my handles. So we haven't actually joined all the bag together yet. I've got my two handles, but I've got two little hole punches. And what I want to just check, because you don't want your holes to be too big, and I think the smallest one's going to be big enough for that, and that is 1/2 inch. So I've only got 1/2 inch circle. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my ruler, and I'm coming in from either side at 1.5 inches. So I'm just going to grab a pencil, and with the top bit folded over, I'm just going to mark at 1.5 and at 5.5. And then I'm going to come in to where this fold line starts, and again at the top I'm going to come in 1.5 and 5.5. And with that folded over, I'm going to grab my hole punch. I'm going to line it up the best I can halfway and just punch, and then do the front bit of the bag, so halfway and about halfway. So before we close the bag up, we actually want to put our handles in, and with this I'm going to use just some double-sided tearing tape, and I'm just popping it just underneath. Fold it over just to make sure that your double-sided tape doesn't come anywhere near the edge. And obviously it depending on what thickness your handles are going to be would be depending on how big your punch is going to be, and I'm just using everything from this collection. So I'm going to pop one of the handles in the middle through there, and I'm going to make sure I've got it coming round the same side, and I'm just going to have it popped in there. So that should be all right. We're going to do the same on this side. So pop that through there. I know that that should be that way round, so I'm going to pop that underneath, and this is a really good way just to hide your handles, your connection for your handles. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some more tape, and across this top bit I'm just going to leave about 1/2 inch from that top bit there, and I'm just going to go all the way across till that tab. We can then take that bit off and fold under, but because you've left a little bit here, you've left enough for this little tab just to tuck round. So then we can turn the whole thing over again. Like I said, it is a big project, and because we've now got this glued in here, we can go in with our backing that's going to cover up that front. Now I have got some strips, and I'm just going to go round 3 of these outside bits. They don't have to be right up against each other, because it's only going to have a card or a decorated panel in it. You just want it to sit up. Not them scissors, Gemma, you'll get in trouble. You just want it to sit up away from that edge. So that's one, and I'm actually going to go in with another one on top. Get them out the way. And then we can have another layer on top, just to give you a little bit more space. If you wanted to make a card a little bit more 3D. So that one just on the top of that one. I think that bit went there. And then I just need a little bit just to finish off there. Out the way before I get covered again. Okay, so then we can take that layer off. As so, make sure they're all off, yeah. And then what you're doing is you're just going to make sure you are not leaving any area where you can see. Don't press it down too much to start with, but that's what you're going to see, and then you can actually have your card in there, or you can have some pattern paper Or you can put acetate on the other side, like I said, for the one that I did it so you could see. Let's just take the card out of this one. So I did it so you could see all the way through to the back, so you could see the DSP on the other side there as well. So that actually matched with that. But again, it's up to you. We can just go ahead now and connect all of this bag together, because I'm happy that you can't see any of the foam tape there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in, apply some adhesive just to this side. You want to just be able to lift that bit back, and that will then go down nicely, and that will actually go up to that score line there. And then, like I said, because you've actually left a little gap, oh, that's not down properly yet. You could have that coming over, but then you get a little bit of bit there. I just lift that up, poke that in so it lays flat, get a little bit of liquid adhesive and pop that down, and just run my finger down there, making sure that the bag is nice and square, like so. And then this is the easy part, something through my machine there. Both of the side pieces in, a little bit of liquid adhesive. Oh, breaking everything. A little bit of liquid adhesive on that side as well. We'll have the back in, and all you're doing is lining up this side to that cut line, and then the same on that side. And then a row of adhesive on that side and a row on that side, and we can bring this front section in. Let it just tack, turn it over and pop your hand in. That's it. Make sure it's all square on the underneath. Just pop your hand in and make sure we have that. And then what I'm going to do is I've just got my little card that I've made for the other bag, and yes, this is for Valentine's Day for my daughter's boyfriend, and she is only 8. And because we've put 2 little things on there, that actually sits in there, and we have the little card that we made on the front. So the card can be however you want to make it, but make sure if you're going to put quite a few dimensions on it, just make this bit here, just add a few more little foam pads on the outside. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my little bee, and I'm just going to pop him right there, and I'm going to add some dimensionals, 1 on each wing I think, and then 1 on his head. Peel those off. I'm not bothered that you might be able to see this on the inside. I'm going to pop that one there, and there is our little bag with the hidden handles. Thanks ever so much everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please join me again next time and go and check out Jackie Ann's Crafty Little Things. Thanks ever so much everybody, and bye bye for now.